I Am That. Talks with Sri Nisargadatta Maharaj. Chapter 89. Progress in Spiritual Life. Signs of progress in spiritual life are freedom from all anxiety, a sense of ease and joy, deep peace within and abundant energy without. Questioner. We are two girls from England visiting India. We know little about yoga, and we are here because we were told that spiritual teachers play an important role in Indian life. Maharaj. You are welcome. There is nothing new you will find here. The work we are doing is timeless. It was the same 10,000 years ago and will be the same 10,000 years hence. Centuries roll on, but the human problem does not change. The problem of suffering and the ending of suffering. Questioner. The other day, 7 young foreigners turned up asking for a place to sleep for a few nights. They came to see their guru, who was lecturing in Bombay. I met him, a very pleasant-looking young man he is, apparently very matter-of-fact and efficient, but with an atmosphere of peace and silence about him. His teaching is traditional, with stress on karma yoga, selfless work, service of the guru, and so forth. Like the Bhagavad Gita, he says that selfless work will result in salvation. He is full of ambitious plans, training workers who will start spiritual centers in many countries. It seems he gives them not only the authority, but also the power to do the work in his name. Maharaj. Yes, there is such thing as transmission of power. Questioner. When I was with them, I had a strange feeling of becoming invisible. The devotees, in their surrender to their guru, surrendered me also. Whatever I did for them was their guru's doing, and I was not considered except as a mere instrument. I was merely a tap to turn left or right. There was no personal relationship whatsoever. They tried a little to convert me to their faith. As soon as they felt resistance, they just dropped me from the field of their attention. Even between themselves, they did not appear very much related. It is their common interest in their guru that kept them together. I found it rather odd. I found it rather cold, almost inhumane. To consider oneself an instrument in God's hands is one thing. To be denied all attention and consideration because all is God may lead to indifference verging on cruelty. After all wars are made in the name of God. The entire history of mankind is a succession of holy wars. One is never so impersonal as in war. Maharaj. To insist, to resist are contained in and will to be. To insist, to resist are contained in the will to be. Remove the will to be, and what remains? Existence and non-existence relate to something in space and time, here and now, there and then, which again are in the mind. The mind plays a guessing game. It is ever uncertain, anxiety-ridden, and restless. You resent being treated as a mere instrument of some god or guru, and insist on being treated as a person because you are not sure of your own existence and do not want to give up the comfort and assurance of a personality. You may not be what you believe yourself to be, but it gives you continuity. Your future flows into the present and becomes the past without jolts. To be denied personal existence is frightening, but you must face it and find your identity with the totality of life. Then the problem of who is used by whom is no more. Questioner. All the attention I received was an attempt to convert me to their faith. When I resisted, they lost all interest in me. Maharaj. One does not become a disciple by conversion or by accident. There is usually an ancient link, maintained through many lives and flowering as love and trust, without which there is no discipleship. Questioner. What made you decide to become a teacher? Maharaj. I was made into one by being called soul. Who am I to teach, and to whom? What I am, you are, and what you are, I am. The I am is common to us all. Beyond the I am, there is the immensity of light and love. We do not see it because we look elsewhere. I can only point at the sky. Seeing the star is your own work. Some take more time before they see the star. Some take less. It depends on the clarity of their vision and their earnestness in searching. These two must be their own. I can only encourage. Questioner. What am I expected to do when I become a disciple? Maharaj. Each teacher has his own method, usually patterned on his guru's teachings and on the way he himself has realized, and his own terminology as well. Within that framework, adjustments to the personality of the disciple are made. The disciple is given full freedom of thought and inquiry, and encouraged to question to his heart's content. He must be absolutely certain of the standing and the competence of his guru, otherwise his faith will not be absolute, nor his action complete. It is the absolute in you that takes you to the absolute beyond you. Absolute truth, love, and selflessness are the decisive factors in self-realization. With earnestness, these can be reached. Questioner. I understand one must give up one's family and possessions to become a disciple. Maharaj. It varies with guru. Some expect their mature disciples to become ascetics and recluses. Some encourage family life and duties. Most of them consider a model family life more difficult than renunciation, suitable for a personality more mature and better balanced. In the early stages, the disciple of monastic life may be advisable. Therefore, in the Hindu culture, students up to the age of 25 are expected to live like monks in poverty, chastity, and obedience, to give them a chance to build a character able to meet the hardships and temptation of married life. Questioner. Who are the people in this room? Are they your disciples? Maharaj. Ask them. It is not on the verbal level that one becomes a disciple, but in the silent depths of one's being. You do not become a disciple by choice. It is more a matter of destiny than self-will. It does not matter much who the teacher is. They all wish you well. It is the disciple that matters, his honesty and earnestness. The right disciple will always find the right teacher. Questioner. I can see the beauty and feel the blessedness of a life devoted to a search for truth under a competent and loving teacher. Unfortunately, we must return to England. Maharaj, distance does not matter. If your desires are strong and true, they will mold your life for their fulfillment. Sow your seed and leave it to the seasons. Questioner, what are the signs of progress in spiritual life? Maharaj, freedom from all anxiety, a sense of ease and joy, deep peace within, and abundant energy without. Questioner, how did you get it? Maharaj, I found it all in the holy presence of my Guru. I did nothing on my own. He told me to be quiet, and I did it as much as I could. Questioner, is your presence as powerful as his? Maharaj, how am I to know? For me, his is the only presence. If you are with me, you are with him. Questioner, each guru will refer me to his own guru. Where is the starting point? Maharaj, there is a power in the universe working for enlightenment and liberation. We call it Sadashiva, who is ever present in the hearts of men. It is the unifying factor. Unity liberates. Freedom unites. Ultimately, nothing is mine or yours. Everything is ours. Just be one with yourself and you will be one with all, at home in the entire universe. Questioner, you mean to say that all these glories will come with the mere dwelling on the feeling I am? Maharaj, it is the simple that is certain, not the complicated. Somehow people do not trust the simple, the easy, the always available. Why not give an honest trial to what I say? It may look very small and insignificant, but it is like a seed that grows into a mighty tree. Give yourself a chance. Questioner, I see so many people sitting here quietly. What have they come for? Maharaj, to meet themselves. At home, the world is too much for them. Here, nothing disturbs them. They have a chance to take leave of their daily worries and contact the essential in themselves. Questioner, what is the course of training in self-awareness? Maharaj, there is no need of training. Awareness is always with you. The same attention that you give to the outer, you turn to the inner. No new or special kind of awareness is needed. Questioner, do you help people personally? Maharaj, people do come to discuss their problems. Apparently, they derive some help, or they would not come. Questioner, are the talks with people always in public, or will you talk to them in private also? Maharaj, it is according to their wish. Personally, I make no distinction between public and private. Questioner, are you always available or have you other work to do? Maharaj, I am always available, but the hours in the morning and late afternoon are the most convenient. Questioner, I understand that no work ranks higher than the work of a spiritual teacher. Maharaj, the motive matters supremely. I am that. Talks with Sri Nisargadatta Maharaj. Chapter 90. Surrender to your own self. Be aware that whatever happens, happens to you, by you, through you, that you are the creator, enjoyer, and destroyer of all you perceive. And you will not be afraid. unafraid, you will not be unhappy, nor will you seek happiness. Questioner: I was born in the United States, and the last 14 months I have spent in Sri Ramana Ashram. Now I'm on my way back to the States, where my mother is expecting me. Questioner: What are your plans? Maharaj: What are your plans? Questioner: I may qualify as a nurse or just marry and start a family. Maharaj: What makes you want to marry? Questioner: Providing a spiritual home is the highest form of social service I can think of. But, of course, life may shape otherwise. I am ready for whatever comes. Maharaj: These 14 months at Sri Ramanashram, what did they give you? In what way are you different from what you were when you arrived there? Questioner: I am no longer afraid. I have found some peace. Maharaj: What kind of peace is it? The peace of having what you want or not wanting what you do not have? Questioner: A little of both, I believe. It was not easy at all. While the ashram is a very peaceful place, inwardly I was in agony. Maharaj: When you realize that the distinction between inner and outer is in the mind only, you are no longer afraid. Questioner: Such realization comes and goes with me. I have not yet reached the immutability of absolute completeness. Maharaj: Well, as long as you believe so, you must go on with your sadhana to disperse the false idea of not being complete. Sadhana removes the superimpositions. When you realize yourself as less than a point in space and time, something too small to be cut and too short-lived to be killed, then and then only all fear goes. When you are smaller than the point of the needle, then the needle cannot pierce you. You pierce the needle. Questioner: Yes, that is how I feel sometimes. Indomitable. I am more than fearless. I am fearlessness itself. Maharaj: What made you go to the ashram? Questioner: I had an unhappy love affair and suffered hell. Neither drink nor drugs could help me. I was groping and came across some books on yoga. From book to book, from clue to clue, I came to Ramanashram. Maharaj: Will the same tragedy happen to you again? Would you suffer as much, considering your present state of mind? Questioner: Oh no, I would not let myself suffer again. I would kill myself. Maharaj: So you're not afraid to die? Questioner: I am afraid of dying, not of death itself. I imagine the dying process to be painful and ugly. Maharaj: How do you know? It need not be so. It may be beautiful and peaceful. Once you know that death happens to the body and not to you, you just watch your body falling off like a discarded garment. Questioner: I am fully aware that my fear of death is due to apprehension and not knowledge. Maharaj: Human beings die every second. The fear and the agony of dying hangs over the world like a cloud. No wonder you are too afraid. But once you know that the body alone dies and not the continuity of memory and the sense of I am reflected in it, you are afraid no longer. Questioner. Well, let us die and see. Maharaj. Give attention and you will find that birth and death are one, that life pulsates between being and not being, and that each needs the other for completeness. You are born to die and you die to be reborn. Does not attachment stop the process? Questioner. Does not detachment stop the process? Maharaj. With detachment, the fear goes, but not the fact. Questioner. Shall I be compelled to be reborn? How dreadful! Maharaj. There is no compulsion. You get what you want. You make your own plans and you carry them out. Questioner. Do we condemn ourselves to suffer? Maharaj. We grow through investigation, and to investigate we need experience. We tend to repeat what we have not understood. If we are sensitive and intelligent, we need not suffer. Pain is a call for attention and the penalty of carelessness. Intelligent and compassionate action is the only remedy. Questioner. It is because I have grown in intelligence that I would not tolerate my suffering again. What is wrong with suicide? Maharaj. Nothing, if it solves the problem. What if it does not? Suffering caused by extraneous factors, some painful and incurable disease or unbearable calamity may provide some justification. But where wisdom and compassion are lacking, suicide cannot help. A foolish death means foolishness reborn. Besides, there is the question of karma to consider. Endurance is usually the wisest course. Questioner. Must one endure suffering, however acute and hopeless? Maharaj. Endurance is one thing and helpless agony is another. Endurance is meaningful and fruitful while agony is useless. Questioner. Why worry about karma? It takes care of itself anyhow. Maharaj. Most of our karma is collective. We suffer for the sins of others as others suffer for ours. Humanity is one. Ignorance of this fact does not change it. We could have been much happier people ourselves, but for our indifference to the sufferings of others. Questioner. I find I have grown much more responsive. Maharaj. Good. When you say it, what do you have in mind? Yourself as a responsive person within a female body? Questioner. There is a body and there is compassion and there is memory and a number of things and attitudes. Collectively, they may be called a person. Maharaj. Including the I am idea? Questioner. The I am is like a basket that holds the many things that make a person. Maharaj. Or rather, it is the willow of which the basket is woven. When you think of yourself as a woman, do you mean that you are a woman or that your body is described as female? Questioner. It depends on my mood. Sometimes I feel myself to be mere a center of awareness. Maharaj. Or an ocean of awareness. But there are moments when you are neither man nor woman, not the accidental, occasioned by circumstances and conditions. Questioner. Yes, there are, but I feel shy to talk about it. Maharaj. A hint is all one can expect. You need not say more. Questioner. Am I allowed to smoke in your presence? I know that it is not the custom to smoke before a sage, and more so for a woman. Maharaj, by all means smoke. Nobody will mind. We understand. Questioner, I feel the need to cool down. Maharaj, it is so very often with Americans and Europeans. After a stretch of sadhana, they become charged with energy and frantically seek an outlet. They organize communities, become teachers of yoga, marry, write books, anything except keeping quiet and turning their energies within to find the source of the inexhaustible power and learn the art of keeping it under control. Questioner, I admit that I now want to go back and live a very active life because I feel full of energy. Maharaj, you can do what you like as long as you do not take yourself to be the body and the mind. It is not so much a question of actually giving up the body and all that goes with it as a clear understanding that you are not the body, a sense of aloofness, of emotional non-involvement. Questioner, I know what you mean. Some 4 years ago, I passed through a period of rejection of the physical. I would not buy myself clothes, would eat the simplest foods, sleep on bare planks. It is the acceptance of the privations that matters, not the actual discomfort. Now I have realized that welcoming life as it comes and loving it all offers the best of it. Right. Now I have realized that welcoming life as it comes and loving all it offers is the best of it. I shall accept it. I shall accept with glad heart whatever comes and make the best of it. If I can do nothing more than give life and true culture to a few children, good enough. Though my heart goes out to every child, I cannot reach them all. Maharaj, you are married and a mother only when you are man-woman conscious. When you do not take yourself to be the body, when the family life of the body, however intense and interesting, is seen only as a play on the screen of the mind, with the light of awareness as the only reality. Questioner, why do you insist on awareness as the only real? Is not the object of awareness as real while it lasts? Maharaj, but it does not last. Momentary reality is secondary. It depends on the timeless. Questioner, do you mean continuous or permanent? Maharaj, there can be no continuity in existence. Continuity implies identity in past, present, and future. No such identity is possible, for the very means of identification fluctuate and change. Continuity, permanency, these are illusions created by memory, mere mental projection of a pattern where no pattern can be. Abandon all ideas of temporary or permanent, body or mind, man or woman, and what remains? What is the state of your mind when all separation is given up? I'm not talking of giving up distinctions, for without them there is no manifestation. Questioner, when I do not separate, I am happily at peace. But somehow I lose my bearings again and again and begin to seek happiness in outer things. Why my inner peace is not steady, I cannot understand. Maharaj, peace after all is also a condition of the mind. Questioner, beyond the mind is silence. There is nothing to be said about it. Maharaj, yes, All talk about silence is mere noise. Questioner, why do we seek worldly happiness even after having tasted one's own natural spontaneous happiness? Maharaj, when the mind is engaged in serving the body, happiness is lost. To regain it, it seeks pleasure. The urge to be happy is right, but the means of securing it are misleading, unreliable, and destructive of true happiness. Questioner, is pleasure always wrong? Maharaj, the right state and use of the body and the mind are intensely pleasant. It is in the search for pleasure that is wrong. Do not try to make yourself happy. Rather, question your very search for happiness. It is because you are not happy that you want to be happy. Find out why you are unhappy. Because you are not happy, you seek happiness in pleasure. Pleasure brings in pain, and therefore you call it worldly. You then long for some other pleasure without pain, which you call divine. In reality, pleasure is but a respite from pain. Happiness is both worldly and unworldly, within and beyond all that happens. Make no distinction. Don't separate the inseparable, and do not alienate yourself from life. Questioner, how well I understand you now. Before my stay at Ramana Ashram, I was tyrannized by my conscience, always sitting in judgment over myself. Now I am completely relaxed, fully accepting myself as I am. When I return to the States, I shall take life as it comes, as Bhagavan's grace, and enjoy the bitter along with the sweet. This is one of the things I have learned at the ashram, to trust Bhagavan. I was not like this before. I could not trust. Maharaj, trusting Bhagavan is trusting yourself. Be aware that whatever happens, happens to you, by you, through you. That you are the creator, enjoyer, and destroyer of all you perceive. And you will not be unafraid. You will not be unhappy, nor will you seek happiness. In the mirror of your mind, all kinds of pictures appear and disappear. Knowing that they are entirely your own creations, watch them silently come and go. Be alert, but not perturbed. This attitude of silent observation is the very foundation of yoga. You see the picture, but you are not the picture. Questioner, I find that the thought of death frightens me because I do not want to be reborn. I know that none compels, yet the presence of unsatisfied desires is overwhelming and I may not be able to resist. Maharaj, the question of resistance does not arise. What is born and reborn is not you. Let it happen. Watch it happen. Questioner, why then be all concerned? Maharaj, but you are concerned, and you will be concerned as long as the picture clashes with your own sense of truth, love, and beauty. The desire for harmony and peace is ineradicable. But once it is fulfilled, the concern ceases, and physical life becomes effortless and below the level of attention. Then, even in the body, you are not born. To be embodied or bodiless is the same to you. You reach a point when nothing can happen to you. Without the body, you cannot be killed. Without possessions, you cannot be robbed. Without the mind, you cannot be deceived. There is no point where a desire or a fear can hook on, as long as no change can happen to you. What else matters? Questioner, somehow I do not like the idea of dying. Maharaj, it is because you are so young. The more you know yourself, the less you are afraid. Of course, The agony of dying is never pleasant to look at, but the dying man is rarely conscious. Questioner: Does he return to consciousness? Maharaj: It is very much like sleep. For a time the person is out of focus and then returns. Questioner: The same person? Maharaj: The person, being a creature of circumstances, necessarily changes along with them, like the flame that changes with the fuel. Only the process goes on and on, creating time and space. Questioner: Well, God will look after me. I can leave everything to Him. Maharaj: Even faith in God is only a stage on the way. Ultimately, you abandon all, for you come to something so simple that there are no words to express it. Questioner: I am just beginning. At the start, I had no faith, no trust. I was afraid to let things happen. The world seemed to be a very dangerous and inimitable place. Now at least I can talk of trusting the Guru or God. Let me grow. Don't drive me on. Let me proceed at my own pace. Maharaj: By all means proceed, but you don't. You are still stuck in the ideas of man and woman, old and young, life and death. Go on. Go beyond. A thing recognized is a thing transcended. Questioner: Sir, wherever I go, people take it to be their duty to find faults with me and goad me on. I am fed up with this spiritual fortune making. What is wrong with my present that it should be sacrificed to a future, however glorious? You say reality is in the now. I love my now. I want it. I do not want to be externally anxious about my stature and its future. I do not want to chase the more and the better. Let me love what I have. Maharaj: You are quite right. Do it. Only be honest. Just love what you love. Don't strive and strain. Questioner: This is what I call surrender to the Guru. Maharaj: Why exteriorize? Surrender to your own self, of which everything is an expression.